Good evening, and hello to everyone. It's time for me to record the first speaking practice video on the no, the first speaking practice video in the English language studying week. This is the video. This is a video number 81. Yeah. Uh, yes. Sorry. This is the first video in a week of English practice. Yes, before I invested 3 weeks in a Polish language, so now I'm just kind of speaking English again after 3 weeks uh, time period. Yeah, that I actually skipped by. I don't, because it just was it just was an investment in a different language. Yeah, but now I'm back to English, and because I didn't warm up myself before. I mean, I mean, in a speaking manner. Yeah. I'm gonna probably be a little confused and make more stoppages and probably more pauses in this speaking practice video. But it's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay, because the whole point of this video, the whole point of recording these types of videos is just to simply speak English, simply practice speaking English in order to be able to talk English when it will be required. Yes, and I hope it will be required in in the nearest future. Yeah, and not actually tomorrow, not tomorrow, of course, but I'm quite serious, and I really believe that in at the beginning of the next year, English language will become my absolutely most used language at all. Yeah. 1 minute. Why is that? Why I'm thinking that in the next year I'm gonna use English level the most? Because um, in the next year, at the beginning of the year, I'm planning to reach and get into a game development industry. Yeah, as a 3D animator. I'm working on 3D animation right now, and I'm also working on languages. Though Polish language, it's not it's a good to know. So it's a good to know more than one language, of course, but the requirement is English language. Yes. So basically, if you want to work in a game development, you need to know English language on a usually they ask for B2 level of proficiency, but I think in reality it's somewhere near B1 level of English. Yes, but of course, uh, I'm not learning English only to get a job. I'm also learning English because I like this language. I like to research. I like to not research, but rather I like to be, I like to use, and I like to. Very difficult, yeah. Very difficult to express it, because now when I'm building the thought, when I'm building the sentence, what I want to say, the Polish language try to interfere. Yeah, but it's all right. It's all right. After a couple of speaking practice videos, I will fully attune myself to the English, to the English language. So what I've been trying to say is that if you want to get a job in 3D in game development, doesn't matter what you can do. I mean, of course, it's matter. You can be developer, you can be animator, you can create models, you can create engine, you can work in an engine. There is a lot of professions, yeah, in which you might find yourself in game development. A lot of I mean, there is a lot of positions, different positions in a in a game development in which you can find yourself, or for 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 which you can reach. Yeah. Um, but English language, it's also a necessary requirement. It's like you need to be very good in your main skill, what you're gonna do in a game development. Like you're gonna create animation, you're gonna do coding, you're gonna animate, you're gonna code, you're gonna um, or you're gonna script. Sorry, you will animate, you will script, or you will, I don't know, you will sell into products, you will work on marketing, in marketing. Yeah, doesn't matter. I mean, it's matter, but in addition to your main skill, you also need to have a very good, not very, but I think you need to have a good, solid knowledge and experience in English. That's why I've been learning. That's why I've started to learn language. Yeah, to learn English. With kind of this type of motivation. Yeah, that or with this reasoning that I will need this for the future work. But um, during the process of studying English, I really fall in love in studying this language. Yes, not only in language, but rather in studying this language. I'm kind of started. I find out a new hobby for myself. Yeah, let's put it in this way. I found a new field of interest for me, and this is an language learning. Yeah, and I'm learning English right now, and I'm practicing English right now, and I'm reading in English, watching movies watching different movies in English, playing video games sometimes in English. All that not because I it requirements for the job. Yeah, it's not main motivation right now. Right now, I'm just really curious about this language. I'm really curious how good I can learn this language. Yeah, how good I can, let's say, manage myself, manifest myself in this language. And it became not English actually became a second nature for me, because it would be very bold to say that. I could say that language learning because my second nature, because become language learning becomes my second nature, and becomes my became we can use became, yeah, became my second nature and became my second hobby. Yeah, in addition to main proficiency that I'm going to execute in a game development. So, okay, probably I would like to say something else, or we can move straight away. We can move straight away to answer the questions from ChatGPT. Let me think for a minute. What else could I say? What else could I share? Um, Probably that's all what I wanted to discuss before going to answer questions from ChatGPT. Yeah. Probably I want to say that I almost finished Lord of the Rings. Right now I'm on the third book, The Returning of the King. And right now I'm reading about uh, the the battle of the Pelennor Fields. And it's interesting. It's good. Tolkien writing is, I could say, the best writing in English for me that I experience at the moment. I tried different books to start reading in English, but Tolkien consumed all my attention. Yes, actually, at the beginning, as I started reading Lord of the Rings, and the interesting fact, when I started reading Lord of the Rings, my English level wasn't wasn't even B2, I guess. It was somewhere at the beginning of B1, so it was actually a challenge to read Lord of the Rings. at that level of English. Though it was so interesting and so engaging, the text was so pure, was so pleasant to read that I did it. I did it on the level as I could. I use translator a lot. I make stoppages. Yeah, I make pauses to translate the word to understand the meaning. Sometimes even use ChatGPT to explain to me what actually this or that idiom means. Yeah, what Tolkien wrote in the book. And it was a nice experience. It is a nice experience right now, and I couldn't say that I'm actually keen on reading, but Lord of the Rings, it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. The movie is very good, and the book is even better than the movie. In a manner of speaking, but I think we can't compare. In one of speaking practice videos, I already answered this question that we can't actually compare the book Lord of the Rings to the movie Lord of the Rings because it's kind of two different um, piece of art. Yeah, two different ways to communicate, to express, yeah, to show, and I mean to create the art. So I'm not gonna say that book is better or movie is better. I think they're both are absolutely decent and absolutely decent. It's even small word, let's say, to for these masterpieces. It's genuinely the best book and the best movie that I've ever seen and ever read in my life, and that's how I think. Okay, so it was enough of warm up because before I will move to questions from ChatGPT. And I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready, and you also, if you're watching these videos, which I'm, which I don't think everyone, everyone actually, I don't think that everyone actually watching these videos except me because it's kind of studying exercise. It's not a content. Yeah, it's a studying exercise that I do for myself in order then to rewatch the video and pick up some mistakes and fix them in the future. In the future video, yeah, that will come. So this is an instrument. This is a practice that I do for myself, and YouTube just helps me to maintain this habit stable and to keep the hand, or at least keep an eye on progress. Yes, keep an eye on progress. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, YouTube helps me keeping the eye on my progress in English because I do the job, I post the video, then at any time, at any moment of the day, I can rewatch it and quite understand what I need to adjust, what I need to make better, what I need to um, what I need to mend. Yeah. Okay. Today we're gonna I asked ChatGPT. ChatGPT actually offered me to erase a little bit difficulty of the questions in order to make it more engaging and interesting. So this speaking practice video gonna be a challenge a little for me, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm studying English already for 3 years, I guess, and why not to make a little challenge for myself? Okay. Okay, let's go. Question number one. If a person's intentions are good, but their actions cause harm, how should they be judged? By their intentions or by the outcome? Mm, um, I understand what ChatGPT tries to do. He tries to make he tries to make dilemma. He tries to make
Dilemma.
dilemma. He tries to make a dilemma. But I think there is no one, and the answer is actually very simple. You judge not by your intentions, you judged by your actions and was what results were brought by these actions. very easy. It's like how it's how uh not prosecution, but rather this is how right this is how right system works. Yeah, that's how justice system works. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you've been thinking about. The only what actually is the only thing that is matter is your impact, what you've done. Yeah, let's say for instance, very simple example, you've been driving a car and you've been thinking about something very good, that you will be the best driver in the world, that you will be etc etc. Yeah, is the safest person who drive a car ever. Yeah, the safest one. But the situation, but accidentally, you lose control, or something happened, or I don't know, things happens. Yeah, someone called you, um and you lose your concentration, so you hit the other car on the road. Yeah, just by accident. By accident, you lost your attention. You lost your concentration for a moment. Something distracted you, and that's the impact that you've got. You sitting in your car, having the best intentions in the world, still do the mistake. Yeah, still do the wrong things by accident, of course, but it happened. And if the driver in front of you, whom you bump into, is didn't is did it how to say, can we use, no, without this, yeah, if the driver who's been driving before you didn't do anything wrong, and this was all your mistake, that you bump into him because you've been distracted for a moment, it's still your responsibility. Yeah, because the action was done, the impact was done. Doesn't matter, yeah, what you've been thinking about, but you still did the deed. Yeah, and you are responsible for it. Yeah, because it has an impact on the environment, on the world around you, and that's how things works. Yeah, so we can debate about this question for a long time. Yeah, who is right, who is wrong, but I give you the facts. Yeah, that the situation happened, and if you are responsible for the action, you bear the responsibility. Yeah, like uh if you don't know the rule, doesn't excuse you of breaking the rule. Yeah, it's like, well, if you don't know some kind of rules, for example, if you don't know driving rules and you drive a car, if you um, if you violate the rule, even without knowing that there is a rule, it doesn't free you from the responsibility of your actions. Yes, because this is how it works. Yeah, this is how it works. Okay, we can debate how we can judge the person if the person doesn't know about rule, but usually the rules are made in the way that everyone should hear about them at all. And if the person didn't pay attention to the rule, or don't pay attention to learn the rule, it's a person's responsibility, yeah, because it's a person's choice, and that's how it works. Yeah, I don't think I need to elaborate further, because the best answer that I could have given, I've already gave, is that uh, the ignorance, let's put it in that way, ignorance, or uh, okay, you judged by your actions, and you judged according to the impact that you've done. Doesn't matter what intentions you have in mind. Actions always matters. Actions always the things that is gonna be judged, not your intentions, not your thoughts, because it's all in your head. Nobody couldn't know about what you're thinking about, but everyone can see what you do, and that's how it works in a life, in a law, in relations between humans. That's just. It's just fact. Yeah. So this is my answer. Of course, there is a different situation in the world, like different different situations in the court, in situations in which you are allowed to cause harm to other person. Yeah, like the cases of self-defense, etc. But we are not going to discuss it right now. I think this question was about if the person have a good intentions, if the person has a good intentions but actually did the wrong thing, should the person be judged if it caused damage? Of course, yeah, because the action was done. The action was done. The action is done, and the person is responsible. So we have nothing to talk about. The question number two. Do you think people discover who they are, or do they gradually create who they are through their choices? I think people create who they are, and not only people create who they are, the environment, the social environment, especially in which they are spend the most of their time, the information that they see around them all of the time. Yeah, I mean, it's all shape you as a person because it shapes your not only values, but it shapes your point of view on different things in the world. And what is shapes your point of and what is shape and what is shaping your point of view is shaping you as a person. Yeah, because you, how we call it, you absolutely related and connected to your point of view. You act according to your values. You act according to your point of views. You make the decisions according to your values and according to how you think things and how you judge the situation for yourself. So my answer is that not only person shape oneself by making choices, but also information around the person. Let's call it informational bubble around the person, the environment around the person, and the person itself. Yeah, how the person reacts to all this information around oneself, about oneself. Yeah, around oneself. Yeah, but also there is was interesting point of view or angle. Do you think people discover who they are? It kind of may be even a absolutely separate question. Do the people discover who they are, or they kind of, I don't know, create who they are or discover who they are? Let's put it in that way. As I said, persons are created by information, by the environment, and by its own perspective and choices. And when the person make choices, it actually discover who they are. Yeah. So the person create oneself by making the choices, and after making the choice, discover who they are really. Or different situation, difficult situation, stressful situation. When the person get into some kind of situation that absolutely out of zone of comfort, let's put it in this way, but actually in a more drastic manner, drastic sense, like life-threatening situation. In this case, this person really learns a lot about oneself. Yeah, because it's kind of life-changing experience. Usually, it's not that it's absolutely reshapes the person, but it gives the person the knowledge so deep and fundamental about oneself that it's actually can change a lot, yeah, in a person's behavior in the future. and in the person outlook on the world. Difficult topic actually to discuss. Even in my native language, it would be difficult for me to gather the thoughts together in a proper conclusion. In English, is twice as hard to do. But I think I explained my point. Yeah, that person are shaped by everything: choices, environment, information, news, everything which is happening around the person. But when the person do all of this, when the person get feedbacks, let's say it, from the situations, from the actions, from everything, when the person gets the feedback of how they react to the certain situation, yeah, or what the actions and or what actions the person takes in particular situations, it gives the person information. It gives the person information about who the person really is. Yeah, that's my answer. A little bit confusing, but I think the native speaker would get the point. Yeah, because the question is actually compelling me to answer in this way because the question is complicated, so the answer is supposed to be complicated, I guess, or at least structured in the manner after the question, or at least constructed after the manner of question. Okay, the question number 3. If every difficult experience could be erased from your memory, would removing it make your life better or worse? If every difficult experience could be erased from your memory, would removing it make your life better or worse? Um, okay, it's not a difficult question at all because I can explain it very simply and very straightforwardly. If you would remove a difficult experience from your memory, there is a high chance that you get yourself in that kind of different situation again because you didn't learn, because you don't learn anything. At least you erase the experience. It means that you erase the lesson. You mean like a toddler that can put the two fingers in a socket. Yeah, it will hurt by the electricity if it do so, but still before but still, yeah, I mean toddler doesn't have information about it. It tries, it get hurt, it tries, it get hurt, it tries, it get hurt, and after that unpleasant experience, it's never gonna repeat it again. That's how our mind works. That's how our learning mechanism, biological learning mechanism works. We get the experience, we remember the experience, we are more wary, yeah, and there is a big chance that we are not gonna take ourselves in a similar situation again, yeah. We're not gonna put two fingers in a socket anymore because we know that it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt us, and we know it. But if we will remove this memory, this unpleasant experience, what we're gonna do? We're gonna see the socket and we're gonna put two fingers there again in order to learn what is it and what's gonna happen. Yeah, so that's how our memory works. And removing the old experiences, erasing the memory, it might sound romantically interesting in a way, but um, in reality, it's, I don't know, it's a crime. It's the most stupid thing that person could do to oneself, just to erase the experience that helped that shaped the person, that helped the person to learn about the world more, that helped the person to become more secure and more prepared to live in the world, or actually to survive in the world, because world isn't softy, uh, pinky, mushy place. where you get everything you want, where you are in absolute security all of the time. No, world is challenging, world is harsh, and you need to be ready for it. You need to be ready to live and to survive, and even better to succeed in this difficult world. Or you not, or you're not gonna. You don't have a choice, actually, yeah. Or you adapt yourself to this world by learning from unpleasant situations, unpleasant experiences, or you're not simply not gonna exist in this world comfortably. Yeah. So that is my answer. The question number 4. Why do people often seek certainty, even in situations where certainty is impossible to achieve? Because certainty makes you feel more secure, makes you feel more safe in your choices. And we, as a humans, not only humans, I think every animal that exists in this world, not usually like to risk. Yeah, it's like if the it's like we can calculate what percent of what percent of success we have in achieving something. Like if you need to catch a prey, yeah, you're not gonna, if you are a tiger, for instance, or if you are a panther, you're not gonna run towards it by making a lot of noises, because it reduces your chances to catch the prey. It reduces the chances to get a meal to survive. So what you gonna do? You're gonna reduce. You're gonna prepare properly. You're gonna move silently. You're gonna um how to call it, mask. You're gonna mask your smell if it's possible. Yeah. You're gonna listen to the wind. Yeah. You're gonna approach from the side or there is no wind. Yeah. Blowing blowing towards the prey, because in that way prey gonna uh, catch your scent, yes, and probably run away before you could strike. And it's just one and it's just an example from biology, but it's work like this. Yeah, when we like certainty, why we seek certainty, because certainty increases our chances for success, and if we are succeed, we survive. It works like that in our head. It's of course we can mask it by meanings, by society, by etc. But in reality, it just work like it just work that simple. If we caught the prey, we succeed, we eat, we survive. If we fail, so we get nothing. We get nothing. I mean, of course, we get experience, etc., etc. But failure is not pleasant. Failure is necessary, but the harsher, let's no, the harder the situation, the less excuse you have to fail. Yeah, you need this. Pray. You need to eat. You can't fail. You, of course, you can, but it would be a very undesirable result for you. And our brain still works in this way. So we like certainty because certainty can guarantee us the success. It means that we succeed, we survive, we get what we need. And certainty makes us less nervous, makes us less anxious, makes us more confident, increases our chances to succeed. And as I already explained, to survive. And to survive. And that's why, yeah, who likes to fail? Who likes to be anxious? Who likes to feel insecure? Nobody. So certainty provides benefits, uncertainty provides stress, and and uncertainty provides stress and anxiety. Who likes it? I think nobody likes it. So that's why everyone prefer certainty, even on biological level, as I explained. Can a person be completely honest with themselves Or are we all blind to some parts of our own character? Can be person fully honest with oneself? It's quite a tricky question because sometimes you don't even know everything about yourself, so you can actually think that you are honest about yourself, with yourself, but you miss some points. You don't get much experience enough to judge properly. And usually, after a time, after years, you get more experience, you become more experienced person, and you can understand more about yourself or about the situation and still be mistaken at some percent. So at least you can try to be fully honest with yourself, but there is always a chance that you might be deceiving oneself because that's how our mind works, that's how we work. Yeah. Difficult to explain it more detailed, but I think if you're a human being, you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, that you may think one thing and think that this is the truth, but in reality, you are mistaken, and you're not gonna understand that you are mistaken until you experience something that will show you that you've been mistaken. Yeah, things like that. The question number 6: if society valued wisdom more than achievement, how might people's life be different? If society valued wisdom more than achievement, how might people's lives be different? Interesting question. What does it mean? What society? What would be if society valued more wisdom than achievement? Um, mm, Wisdom is actually already a big achievement by itself, but it's rather a question about if you are so wise, why you living so badly or so poorly. Yeah, kind of like this, because we all actually are the same in a manner of speaking. At least when we want the same thing for oneself or and for other people if we are a good personality. It's wealth, happiness, peace, and security, certainty. Let's put it in that way. So we want to be secure. We want to feel fulfilled. We want to feel happy. We want to feel needed. We want to feel ourselves good, and we want to feel and we want to be certain in order to plan for a future. Like we want to be stable, we want to be secured, we want to have a stable job, we want to have a stable income. Yeah, we want to have some kind of ground under our legs in the life. Yeah, to feel ourselves stable. Yeah, and secure. And we all want it. And when the person, let's imagine that we know the very wise, very smart, the person who talks about high things, the person who talk wisely about everything, the person who can very wisely judge. But when you actually look at this person's life, it's absolutely has no meaning. In the meaning that how so wise person, how the person with that ability of judge wisely can lead and have so poor life without stability. Uh, Social integration. I mean, without stability, proper social integration, ability to manage social life, ability to build something properly in the life, ability to provide and be secure, ability to provide for oneself, ability to actually exist if this human society, because human society is actually kind of different form of environment. Yeah, there is the rules that you need to know how to play with. There is the rules that you need how to, I mean, It's kind of a big living social organism, the society, and you need a big social field in which you need to know how to play in order to have all these traits, all these not threats, but all these features. Let's put it in this way: all these states that I've been counting, like stability, security, peace, um, health, and etc. etc. Yeah, I mean, you need to know how to play this game. You need to know how to play in this field, and you are very wise, but your life is poorly constructed and poorly led by you. Who is gonna listen to your wisdom? Who is gonna, let's say, um, who is gonna inspire? Who is gonna be inspired by your wisdom if your own life, like, you can say one thing, but the reality shows absolutely different thing. Yeah, so you can be wise, but if you don't know how to apply this wisdom in your own life in order to build something, to be inspired for other people, like normal family, a stable career or stable money income. I mean, virtuous, um, social stability, respect. I mean, social respect. Um, if you aren't able to manage society properly, but you are very wise, how are you gonna be inspiring? How are you gonna? This is actually what I mean. Yeah, is this the question was what if society would value achievements less than wisdom? But the point is, if you want your wisdom to be valued, you also need to have achievements. Not achievements like be the best of the best of the best in the world. No. Or have the most amount of money in the world. No, just regular human stability, regular human happiness, regular life balance, and regular peace. If you have all of that, it's already gonna be very inspiring for the other person. Yes, because we tend to be drawn by healthy examples, healthy, yes, healthy examples rather than unhealthy ones. Yeah, we drawn to healthy things. Usually, I think in a normal situation of mind, you are drawn to good examples, not bad examples. You're inspired by healthy things, not unhealthy things, and that's how it works. You can't be just wise and let a poor and let not and let the and let your life poorly. It's not gonna work. If you are wise, you're gonna work with your life. You're gonna build something deserving. You're gonna build something deserving to be inspired by. No, no, you're gonna build something which gonna cause admiration or acceptance or I think you understand what I'm talking about. It's all also about actions and intentions. Yeah, only actions matters. If your life is well led, well built, and very stable and secure, and you build it, it's already a huge inspiration for other people, and it means that you are wise. Yeah, just by that fact that you can lead a healthy life, you're wise because a wise person wouldn't do it. So that's how it works. You need to prove. Yeah, the answer is a proof. If you are wise and have a proof, the society will value it. If you're wise but your life is a mess, you don't have a proof of your wisdom, so no, no respect. Yeah, no inspiration, no respect, no admiration. Yeah, inspiration, admiration, things like that. Okay, the question number 7. Do you think there is a meaningful difference between giving up and changing direction? How can someone tell the difference? Um, mm, Good question, actually. What it means to give up or to change direction? Um, let's say that you want to build a career. So you choose a direction for yourself, and you're working in this direction. You're working, and one day you understand that it's not actually the thing that you want to continue to do. It's not the things that inspires you, that makes you feel happy. No, it's actually over. And what would it? And and now we have two routes. The first route, you give up. What does it mean? You give up all attempts, you give up this direction, and you're not gonna look for anything else. You're just sitting at home, for instance, and doing nothing. This means you give up. You just stop looking for, you just stop fulfilling your purpose. Yeah, like at the beginning, you wanted to find something in which you will build career that will inspire you and will be the craft of your life. You tried something, you understand that the direction wasn't right, and what you do, you stop looking. You stop looking elsewhere, you stop looking further. It means that you quit. You are not taking actions anymore. You give up. And if you continue to look for other things, if you continue to try new things, it means that you don't give up. You just change the direction. Yeah, the direction was the goal, or the reason of all of it was to find your mission, is to find the thing that you will invest your time gratefully in it. I mean, to find the thing in which you will invest your time gratefully, because it would be your choice. It will be the thing, the craft that you're very interested in, and which is inspiring to you by itself. So you tried one, as I said, you give up, you're not gonna make any attempts. But if you change the direction, you continue to attempt. So you don't give up, you continue to do actions, you continue moving in this direction. You continue moving towards a reason what you choose for yourself, but looking for different direction to get to this reason. Yeah, to find uh to find not thing, but rather a mm, to find a craft that you want to execute. Yeah, that will be your craft, that will be your mission, that will be your inspiration. Yeah, you tried one, you tried next, you tried the next, and you continue trying. Yeah, you don't stop, you don't give up, and that is the difference between these two terms: giving up and changing the direction. The question number 9 or 8, sorry. Why do people sometimes continue pursuing goals that no longer make them happy? I don't know. I really don't know. Probably sometimes people just don't know when it's time to change the direction, to give up on one thing and start another thing. I mean, I don't know. It's kinda, do the goal of knowing the language make me feel happy? I really don't know. It, it's actually, the mistake is that you think that the goal will make you happy. Of course, the goal is very important, but you need to learn how to get pleasure from doing what you do. I mean, like, I can't say that I'm taking a lot of pleasure right now from speaking English, but I'm taking the pleasure of the thought that I'm moving into the right direction right now. So this is my pleasure. and you need to learn how to get any type of pleasure, any reason that will make you happy while you're moving towards your goal. And it's difficult to say like that why do people continue pursuing goals that no longer makes them happy? Like, I don't know. At first, you don't know, will this goal make you happy or not, because you haven't reached it yet. You can lost the pleasure from doing things sometimes, but as I said, it's not always a question about pleasure and happiness. Like, it's a discipline mostly. Like, for instance, I'm not always getting pleasure from speaking English. For instance, I would have probably, if I mean, didn't have to, if I, uh, if I didn't have to study English right now, or if I didn't need to study English right now, let's put it in this way, I would probably spend more time in Polish. But how I gonna get to Poland without knowing English? Because English bind to my main interest in a craft, yeah, in a job, in a craft, in a job, in game development. I mean, how could I how could I quit the English? Yeah, so for me it's kind of all bind together, but it's not what I've been talking about. I've been talking about that um it's not always about happiness. Like right now, I would probably, I don't know, spend time just laying on the bed because I don't have much energy. My mood today is not very uplifting. Yeah. But I still get my happiness from understanding that even if I don't really, let's say, energetically happy from speaking English right now, but the fact itself that I'm speaking English right now brings me happiness, brings me joy and merit. Merit? And merit of the soul. Yeah? If we can say it like this. Some fact of doing speaking practice brings me joy and makes me merry. No, not actually the work itself, but rather what does it mean to me, yeah, and how it is improving me at a long distance. So, and the question was actually not about how people continue doing what they working on their goals. Uh, the question was about why people pursuing goals that no longer makes them happy. But as I answered, how could you know? How could you know the outcome of the goal before you reach the goal? Would it make you happy or would not? You don't know. Yeah, it's kind of question. Not very well constructed, I would say. But as I explained, let's kind of transform this question a little. Why do people continue pursuing goals even when even when the process of pursuing doesn't make them happy? Because um, you decided you do, as an I explained, probably the recording the speaking practice video doesn't make me happy, but the fact that I'm practicing English make me, because I'm moving towards my goal. I'm increasing my English abilities, my English capabilities, abilities, and skills, and the fact, and this fact makes me happy. Yeah, I think you understand me because it's not very high. It's kind of not difficult or uh, no high matters and no difficult points. I guess. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of obvious that sometimes you do what you don't like, what you don't want to do in order to get what you need to do or what you really desire. Or what? Yeah, etc. etc. Yeah. So happiness is kind of a state. and you can be happy, you can be unhappy. It can change during the day many times, but it's your mood basically. But still, there is, okay, let's put it in this way. What is it happiness at first? At the first place, we need to determine what happiness means. What is the essence of the happiness in order to answer what makes you happy or what isn't makes you happy. For me, happiness is when you are stable, when you are secure, when you feel yourself, when you truth to yourself, and when you don't have fear of judgment. Let's put it in this way, but it's kind of my specific things. But rather, you are stable and you are secure. Yeah, you are stable in life. You can plan for the future. You are secure. You are like you. You are you, and you love it. Yeah, it means that you are secure and you don't give a damn about toxic things around you, about toxic opinions about you. You are you, you want to be you, and you love you, and you work on yourself in order to make it even better. That's the security, yeah. And stability is when you can provide for yourself, when you can build for, basically when you can provide for yourself enough resources to feel yourself secure in a place, yeah, like money, food, the place of living, medical care, everything. If you can provide all of this, you feel yourself stable and you can plan for the future. So it's very important. Security and stability. This for me is happiness already. Yeah. And also free will, of course, free will. Without free will, being true to yourself, yes, and free will. Okay, there is a lot of things that I consider as happiness, but yeah, I think you get the point. Be true to yourself, respect yourself, be stable, be able to provide for yourself, and be free. Be free to do what you love to do, what you're really interested in to do, what you're interested in to study, even. Yeah, be free. If I have all of the things, I'm happy. If I pursue the goal that will make me closer to the things, to the states, so it will make me happy just by itself. Yeah, and I'm sure about it. And the process of pursuing goals, sometimes you won't, sometimes you don't, but if you achieve what you need to achieve, if it helps you to improve in one of these directions, security, stability, freedom, life interest, self-respect, be true to yourself, it's worth trying. Okay, I've been talking about different things right now. It was close to the question, but as I explained, I don't really like how question was constructed. So this is my answer. This is my answer, and this is enough. Let's move to the next question. If you knew that your future self would disagree with many of your current beliefs, how would that affect the confidence you have in your opinions today? It's kind of a question about. This question is a nonsense, and this question doesn't have any sense to answer because how could I know what my future self would agree with, or how could I even imagine that my future self will disagree with my current self because I didn't achieve this understanding of my future self. Yeah, it's kind of a question of um, could you be always truth to yourself? You can think that you're truth to yourself, but you can miss some things about yourself, and this is the same. How could I know what my future self will know and will understand about all the situations that I'm in right now? Yeah, I can't simply predict it. So There is no point even to answer this question. It's an absolutely self-contradictory situation. Yeah, that is that is impossible even to discuss, impossible even to debate on. It's not how it works. Yeah, you can't look for the future, and if you could look in the future, you probably would change things right now differently because in order to affect the future outcome. Yeah, it's kind of fun fiction thing. It's kind of science fiction thing, rather than the topic for discussion, I guess. Okay, the question number 10. What do you think leaves a stronger mark on a person's life? The decisions they make or the circumstances they cannot control? Oh, very interesting. I think both. Probably the decisions have stronger impact because when you make a decision, you have now you actually can't blame anyone. Yes, because it was your decision, you made it. Yeah, it's kind of your choice, so you can blame only yourself mostly. But circumstances you usually can blame much more easier than yourself. Yeah, because you can't control it. So these circumstances is difficult. So sometimes it's just unfair, and this is how it is. Yeah, you can switch some blame or move some blame or some part of a weight to the circumstances in that case. Um, and that's actually what decides how strong mark is gonna be on you. As I said, both the circumstances and your own decisions make the mark on you. Yeah, it all affects you. But the fact that, as I said, you can't actually, when you make the decision, the responsibility usually, in most cases, fully on you. So it makes stronger mark on your life because it's kinda your decision. You decided. You did it. So it was your decision and the responsibility fully on you. Yeah. So the mark, the memory, the experience is stronger. But also circumstances. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. I've been talking. Yeah. Sorry. I explained the decision making, why it has the stronger mark, but circumstances also have a mark on you because it's kind of what is around you, it's kind of what affects you constantly. Yeah, it's kind of like what shapes you as well as your own decision. So it have a lesser mark because lesser impact, lesser mark because still you're your own person and you make the decision. And actually, when the circumstances force you to make the decision, you can switch the blame. Yeah, it's absolutely normal. Yeah, that it's a logical thinking. It's fact that if you're forced to do this decision by the circumstances, you can blame the circumstances, and that's absolutely normal. The part of the responsibility for your action in this case is on circumstances. Yeah, if the circumstances were so harsh that forced you literally to do the action. Um, so that's why you can shift a responsibility a little and it leaves a lesser mark on you. Can I give some examples? Like self defense, for instance. If someone tries to assault you, if someone tries to cause you harm, physically or mentally, you protect yourself. Let's say that you cause them the harm because they wanted to cause the harm to you. You protected yourself. Still, the responsibility on you technically, but you were forced. You were forced to do it by circumstances. So it's not like you beating someone's up because you wanted to, because you just bad person. No, you beat someone's up because you have to do it because the other person is um, forced you to protect yourself. Yeah, you feel it. Different types of responsibility. Yeah, and different marks on a person's life and person's psyche. I mean, But okay. I will read this question right now, and I kinda, I kinda, I kind of get the wrong understanding of it. What do you think leaves a stronger mark on a person's life? The decisions that make, the decisions they make, or the circumstances they cannot control? I mean, the stronger mark. 1 minute, I need to think about it. Stronger mark, mark. Okay, I know the word mark means, but mark meaning it's like an impact, a physical mark, a symbol or indicator. Yes. Okay, in the case of mark, I think both. But okay, difficult question. Not very difficult question, but it compels to think about it. Yeah, to think about it thoroughly. It's a good thing for speaking practice, of course, but let's be honest, I'm quite exhausted at the end, at the finish point of this speaking practice video. It's difficult for me to grab my thoughts together, to give some adequate explanation. Why do you think, and give some adequate point of view? What do you think leaves a stronger mark on a person's life? The decisions they make or the circumstances they cannot control? Stronger mark on a person's life. Stronger mark on a person's life. Like his life is marked by what? But your own decisions or by circumstances that you cannot control. Okay, in this case as well, circumstances also leaves the mark, but less potent than your own decisions, because kind of the mechanism that I already explained. When you did your own decisions, you have no one to blame. You need to get full responsibility. When you got mistreated by circumstances, you have someone to blame, and this blame is actually absolutely justified. Yeah, like someone wronged you, he is a bit of a jerk. It's absolutely justified to blame him for his action. Yeah, it's kind of his action, his responsibility. You can a little bit blame, not blame, but you can learn the lesson. You can, I don't know, make yourself more secure. And at the moment when the situation repeat itself, you'll be ready. You'll be ready to shut him up. And yes, it's kind of how it is. Some of circumstances that you cannot control after a little practice and experience you can control. And yeah, but okay. Okay, my point is, as I said, stronger mark is your own decision. Lesser mark is just circumstances, because circumstances could be changed. Even you can't control it, you can change them. Like you can switch, you can choose a different place, different company, different social circle, different degree, different job. You at least have something to do with it. Yeah, it's not just like you give up. Giving up, it's your decision. Yeah, you can be under difficult circumstances all the time, but if you give up, it's your decision, and your decision leaves a stronger mark on your personal life, because someone doesn't give up, and he freed himself from the circumstances he cannot control, and now he's happy, now he's fulfilled, and you are in the same place. And whom you needs to blame, and whom you need to blame? Only yourself. So your personal decisions make stronger mark. Your personal decisions build your life. Yeah. Circumstances, they are just here and there. Yeah. They can help you, they can hinder you. But your decisions your decisions are your decisions are the force that is making difference. Yeah. Okay, that was my answer. I've been talking for 1 hour. Quite a good result, I could say, for a first speaking practice video in a week. What could I say about my English skills? At the beginning, I've been a little bit stiff. At the middle of the video, I kind of warm up and start speaking more freely, but still, I do mistakes. I do logical mistakes. No, I do spelling mistakes, that's for sure. I do stylistic, stylistic. No, 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 no. I do, how we call it? I build sentences a bit differently, I'm sure. Not how native speaker would have built them, but I do what I can in this case. So it's good that at least I can build sentences in English and can express my point, even if it's a little bit weird to the native speaking to hear. Yeah, but it's okay still. It all comes with practice. Proper sentence building comes with practice. Proper world building, I don't know, idea expressing, all comes with practice. And I, all comes with practice. And I do the practice, actually. So I'm working on it. Good. What else I could say? I need more practice, simply. I simply need more practice, more listening, more reading, more speaking, more writing. And the results, and there will be results. There will be enhancement, there will be improvement. Just need to work on the thing that I want to improve, and the improvement will come. Simple as it is, yeah? You want to run faster, you exercising the running. You want to speak better, you exercising the speaking. You want to write better, you exercising the writing. You want to understand language better, you invest time in learning language. Yeah. With all these parts: speaking, writing, listening, and reading. Okay. So thank you for watching. I think for today it's this all. And see you in the next speaking practice video. At least 3 I'm gonna to record at this week's. Probably would be more. We'll see. So goodbye for today and see you in the next.